This is the 2015-2016 season, which is race-ish, 240 years of failed race relations. I chose the theme because of what's been going on in the country, in particular since the death of Trayvon Martin. It got me thinking about the state of race relations, and they just seem to be deteriorating weekly. Perhaps one reason it's not getting any better is because there are not enough platforms for people to talk about race. Part of what the season is, we want to disrupt the conversation around race. Art is a fantastic way to disrupt the conversation by approaching it differently and to have people consider race in ways that perhaps they have not been thinking about in the past. There are certain attributes that can be assigned to African art, whether it is music or dance, and people use those attributes to say that these are the elements that make up an Africanist aesthetic. So some of them, affabism, which is a kind of powerful way of moving, for example. Another one is one that's appropriated in African American culture that we all know about, which is cool. You can have a lot of energy, you can do it a certain way, but you have this kind of attitude about it. Another one is in terms of movement, that it's angular and sharp. Sometimes when people write about African people, they held their arms akimbo, which is just angularity. And so angularity is a part of it. And also irony. African people are ironic. Irony was not invented with postmodernism. Why I bring up the African aesthetic is because there's a great deal of debate that is contentious about the influence of Africanist aesthetic on American dance. That basically that American dance is very influenced by the Africanist aesthetic, but it is unacknowledged as being so, and in particular, the African aesthetic's influence on ballet in America. The America that is to be, that is coming, is multiracial in every aspect. And so what that company looks like up there now is what America is going to look like. In the company we have biracial people, we have Asian biracial with Caucasians, we have people that they think they're completely white, people that are 100% African American, Hispanics. And so it's a full range of people. And I think that's what we should look at. Maybe what the future should be, this full spectrum of who lives in America on the stage. And we're not thinking about, oh, that's a black person, that's what. We notice that they are those things, but that does not come to play because that's how our lives is, that's how our world is. And so we're seeing something that's a reflection of our world. Since I've been in Seattle, because of the nature of Seattle, for example, how people think, I am much more sensitive to some things that I was never sensitive to before. And I think that because we're having the conversation about race, while we're having the conversation about the contribution and the influence of people of African descent on American culture, then we start to notice things that perhaps we wouldn't notice otherwise. And that may be the first necessary step for everybody. It's just to go, oh, that's that. And I hadn't thought of that before. I hadn't noticed that before. And those small, subtle things have an effect on how we think and how we see things.